Let's Batman Begins. Let's Batman Begins.
Internet ready, tissues ready. Internet ready, tissues ready.
Let's Batman Begins.
Internet ready, tissues ready, body ready. Batman versus Superman, it's time. Guys, what's up? And it is the middle of the day here, Japan time, about 12 o'clock or so. Just woke up. Sorry, I've been doing coke all night. So, I just woke up, and thank you very much to a bunch of comments saying Batman vs. Superman, the trailer is out, leaked trailer, go, go, go. So, you know what it is. I've been talking about it ever since I started the Aka-san's Honest Reactions. And as always, I'm going to keep those reactions honest. So, let's get into it. This is going to be the leaked trailer for the Comic-Con event. You knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. They premiered it. Somebody was going to get it. I know they were using mini EMPs while they were showing it, so it was cutting out other people's cameras, but somebody snuck it in, so I'm glad. So, I'm worried because, as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of the production team or the director or the guy who's playing Batman, Ben Affleck. But I'm being hopefully optimistic as much as I can, and my fellow family on the official Dark Knight Rises community, you know, we've been talking about it, so I swear to Thor, that this is going to be good, but I have my doubts, and I apologize about that. I'm going to be honest. That's what it's all about. I'm not gonna, and beforehand, don't expect me to be like like that. Like I see other people faking or having nerdgasms, but I can only give you what I can give you, and that's being honest. So let's go for it. Pop me up. I've never been this nervous before for a trailer, but I knew this was going to happen. Okay, I'm ready. All right, okay. So it's as I was expecting. Some of the pictures I already saw showed the best of what it is. Looks almost, you know, if somebody didn't tell me this was the actual movie, I would have sworn this was a preview for Injustice 2 or the DCU Online. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's hard to tell. I'm not going to jump on it too hard because it's a blurry bootleg, so But it did look very CG-ish, cartoony. You don't really know, though, so, anything would look blurry and CG-ish when it's blurry. You guys get what I'm saying, right? Right. Okay, so, what else can I say about it? I'm not a fan, and I'll put that out here right now. That's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of this upcoming movie. I'm not looking forward to it so much because I'm not actually a big fan of Frank Miller's Batman. And those that have read All-Star Batman and Robin know what I'm talking about is the idea of Batman to Frank Miller is very far from what Batman has basically become. All respect to Batman The Dark Knight Returns because that relaunched the dark and grittiness of Batman. But that actual character and the way Miller's Batman is very not stealthy, not sleek, not clever, just very almost madman-ish type of thing. And that's I was never a big fan of how the love fest that Snyder has with for all of Frank Miller's work, basically. But so I'm not a big fan of this full-blown armor. I know all these fanboys out there are going to be like, oh God, they're finally doing it, blah, blah, blah. Because I know The Dark Knight Returns is very popular for a lot of people, so whatever. If people are happy about that, they're happy about that. I'm not a fan of the suit either, the whole skin type deal. Maybe it'll look better on film. Who knows? Who knows? Basically, I guess the point, like I said, I'm always being honest about these things, and, my honest reaction to this is that if you're a fan of The Dark Knight Rises, I wish, The Dark Knight Returns, if you're a fan of The Dark Knight Returns, if you're a fan of Snyder's CG Sucker Punch type of comic book stuff turned live, but still looks like a comic book or video game, i.e. Sucker Punch or Man of Steel. If you're a fan of Ben Affleck, basically, if you're a fan of comics, this type of comic world and things looking comic-ish-y, I think this movie is great, and I think this teaser will get you fangasming and having a fangasm, nerdgasm, whatever the hell you want to call it. I just happen to prefer a different type of comic book movie. The ones that change everything. Hey, sorry guys, the camera is acting really strange. My GoPro, it keeps on shutting off and on. I don't know what's going on, and it just starts freezing, so I don't know what happened, but probably a good idea because I went on this 5-7 minute rant about Christopher Nolan and making the best cinematic interpretation of the Batman thus far, changing the game, great story, changed the way you looked at a comic book movie and villains here. Basically the opposite of everything I think we're going to get with this next production. So you probably don't want to sit through all that right now. What I will say, something very positive about this teaser trailer is Superman. I did like Superman. I like what they did with Superman, and I like the way the music was booming and the bat signal and the way he just showed up. This was cool. This is the way I have always envisioned Superman in Batman's world. So if there's any good to come out of this Snyder type movie, while I didn't like Man of Steel and what they did with Superman there, I do like the comic influence he's taking for Superman here in Batman's world, basically. When it's Batman's in a movie, it's Batman's movie, regardless of who else is in it. So Superman in Batman's world, I do like this with the glowing eyes. This will be
and let's Batman begins.